Good morning, my fellow gamers and nerds and Uber drivers. Yes, I'm an Uber driver, so this is for all you morning Uber drivers today, or gamers, or whoever wants to see the channel today. So, we are going to be discussing my opinion on Switch 2, my thoughts. Some pros, some cons, mainly some cons, but not anything to dissuade you from the Nintendo Switch 2. So, let's get into it. So, I can say from how many days have I had it? Like 3 days so far. The Nintendo Switch 2 has been fantastic. Nothing I can say negatively right there. Bigger screen, the Joy-Cons are magnetic, that's what's so cool this time around. I mean, it's bigger this time around too. The kickstand is a little durable. You see, kickstand right there. It can go backwards for tabletop gamers, for playing Mario Party, Jamboree, Got a chance to play the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild with the update for it. Now, also keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that the wording and all the info that was given at the Nintendo Direct, like making you buy it, you did not have to buy it if you already were under the, if you already had a subscription with Nintendo, like, with the expansion pass as well as being online member. That's free because that's a free update. So once I have a digital version of Breath of the Wild where people who have the physical, no, it was just a free upgrade. And once you updated it, it'll be, that's when it'll turn into, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, the Switch 2 edition. Now, it's not, something that you had to automatically do. You could have just had the original version of it. You'd have been fine. So, let's get into it. Now, the cool thing I can say when you hooked it up to your television, that it actually, well, not really. Oh yeah, here we go. So, there's a section here, right? So if you go all the way down, that's where I had it, 2160p. Now, I can say you can see a difference, honestly, and it's a lot faster for some games. I can say, like, when I hooked up Breath of the Wild, it was pretty fast. Like, it didn't take a long time on the Switch OLED that I had. Now I can say other games like Pokemon Scarlet, now when I played that, now that was seamlessly a little bit faster, I can say. That's my opinion. But when you played and loaded it up in, different zones, different sections in the game, they were pretty fast. So I can say without a doubt that with the hardware and everything that's beefed up on this guy, yeah, it's pretty decent. I can say, in my opinion, it's very, very decent than the OLED, which was, I like the OLED. Now, mind you, there were some hiccups when you had the Switch. Not everyone had those hiccups where, there was some little flickering when you played certain games, when you hooked it up to your television, or, battery life wasn't, that good. But I can say the battery life for each system is the same. Like, you just have to adjust it to, your preference on, do you want auto brightness on? You could turn it on, but that also consumes battery life. Or turn the brightness down or turn the volume down just a little, right? And, ways to conserve battery life. So those are, I can say the pros is the Joy-Cons for this guy, since they're a lot bigger this time. And it has the mouse setting, you just gotta hook up the little attachments when you got the system, and you can use it as a mouse. Now that's mainly for some games if you want to use it for your shooter based games. Not sure about the any other games other than that. So I can say now let's get into the cons. Now, the cons are, not something that'll make or break the system, you know. It's your opinion, your choice, your what you want to do at the end of the day. If you want to, purchase the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, that's the one con there is the price point for getting the bundle. Now, not to say 449 is a lot. 449 is a lot for some people. Now, I can say when I picked this up, I was debating if I wanted to get it. And, the the longevity of what games were going to be, you know, coming out for it that got me hyped for it. Now, Metroid is one of them. The Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I haven't got a chance to play yet. And the new Pokemon games. That's mainly, on there for that for most people. Pokemon games or some new Mario game will come out, what have you. So that's one of the cons, is the price point. Now, it doesn't. It's your choice what you want to do at the end of the day, if you want to get this system or not. Now, the other con is on the original Nintendo Switch 2, you're able to watch Hulu and you're able to have YouTube on there. Now, that's the one con for this system I can say when I try to re-download Hulu and the YouTube app. Now, I'm not sure if there's going to be like any update or, mention on when in the future when they're going to bring that back, because it was kind of cool. I was on the go with this guy, the Switch 1. I was able to watch some Hulu shows. I was able to watch Hulu, like my shows, anything on there. And YouTube, I was able to keep up with, most of my guides and, watching YouTube most of the time, right? So when I was downloading this a couple days ago and tried to download it, it gave an error code. Now, when I looked at the error code mentioned something like, it could be your network. Now, upon reading it, researching it myself, that it wasn't available for the Switch 2. Now, that's something I was like, man, like, that kind of bummed me out. So, I mean, it's not something that'll break you or make or break you, right? But some people, this is a console at the end of the day and a handheld. So, you want to watch some movies, you can't. If you wanted to watch one of your shows, you can't. That's just one of the things there. And then the SD card. Now, I knew that it was going to take the new Express cards. Now, someone was saying to me, "Hey, well, yeah, try using your original Nintendo Switch 1 and let me see what happens if you put the SD card in there. What happens?" I go, "Well, I can tell you what happens. It's going to give you a little, notification like, hey, it needs to be an EX card, Express card. That's what that is in order for, for the newer system to take and use on, save data and to be able to play the newer games on here." So my memory is already pretty high right there. I would assume that it would be a little bit bigger, but it's 15 megabytes. That's okay. I will eventually buy an SD card for the Express card whenever I get a chance. I'm not gonna buy the 1 terabyte. That's just too much memory. I don't mind a 256. I mean, that's enough for anyone when I had the Switch 1. So that's one of the cons. That one, the price, the what was I just, yeah. So the price and able to, stream on your device. Now, hopefully, with everyone complaining about it, not just complaining, but putting their concerns like, hey, we want to stream instead of just game, and game chat is kind of cool, but that's another thing too. You should not just limit game chat. You should be able to broadcast. Now, mind you, there's different versions of how I word it. Broadcast, right? So I use Twitch a lot for my Xbox and my PS5. So I mainly stream on there most of my games that I play, right? So if I were an only Nintendo head, which I'm not. I'm a gamer at the end of the day. I don't play one game console and call it a day. No, I like to try all different ones. So if I were to stream my favorite stuff to play, I can't. So I have to buy a capture card. Now that's cool at the end of the day. At the end of the day, with Sony and Xbox, I literally can just hit that button that I'm gonna stream, and it's on Twitch. Now, whatever update Nintendo needs to do, just have a little download the app for it, the Twitch app, unless it's on here, which I haven't seen yet. So that's one of the things they need to do. But other than that, I can say most of the games I played on the Switch 2 from my Switch, come out and look amazing. Even on my TV, the graphics are, I can see the difference from playing the Breath of the Wild to Wind Waker, and that's a fun game to play, I can say. But that's another thing too with the classic stuff, right? For the GameCube, which needs to be a little bit more, not just Strikers. Like everyone was hoping for the Mario Party games or the Mario Sunshine, which if you already have 3D All Stars, that includes Mario Sunshine, Mario 64, and Mario, the other Mario game for the Wii. So at the end of the day, GameCube needs to the GameCube Classic or Nintendo just needs to push out a little more games, not make us wait, however long. But I get it. It's emulation, trying to get it right, for people to play at the end of the day, which, I get it. But that's my opinion on the Switch 2 so far. Whenever I get a chance to get the Jamboree or Donkey Kong Bonanza, I can take a video and give you my thoughts on the game. Game looks fun, by the way. But other than that, this is a good console that I have been thoroughly enjoying, by the way. But other than that, at the end of the day, your opinion on what you think your pros and cons are. Mine are my own. Yours are different at the end of the day. So if you have any more cons on it, put it in the description. On this video. Be like, hey, there's other cons you should have mentioned. That just do that. At the end of the day, this is Will again signing off. Like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be making more videos throughout the day of me playing the Switch 2, or I'll be uploading videos from Twitch to there, because I'll be playing the Destiny 2's expansion. I'll be finishing that up, and I'll be playing other games throughout the day. So like and subscribe. Have a good day.